Hey guys, this is ZPDrift episode 3, coming from round 5 Ruddell Christchurch for D1NZ, New Zealand. Finally had some success. This is the practice day, and we've just had the car, changed the turbo on the car for this round finally, so making good power of the car. Made 610 kilo on the wheels compared to what it was before, which was 530. But the main thing we've got out of the car is response. It's really easy to drive now. Like, I just keep my foot on the gas, 4th gear, and it just holds. Before it was super laggy, but now it's really where it needs to be. We've had quite a hard season this season. I mean, going in from day one, we finished this car midnight round 1 and just took it out and hadn't tested it, had so many changes in the car, and since then we've been really trying to change, all the alignment settings and the suspension geometry and getting the engine to run right. Things such as like weight balance and just little things like that. It's taken sort of to now and Taupo last round to make the car feel like it did last year, and only really last round, and this round has it actually surpassed where it was last year in round 6, Taupo. Yeah, Tauranga was a bit of a bummer really. We were running a triple plate clutch in this car, and with the old setup and the old turbo, it was really laggy. So to get it to do what it needed to do was a lot of clutch kicking, which ended up just literally breaking the crank in half. But it was real lucky where it broke. It broke at the very back of the engine on big end number 6. So the engine was actually still spinning with the flywheel disconnected. And so we managed to salvage the whole engine, the pistons, the rods, the whole bottom end was fine. There's bugger all, there's not much steel for the engine, which is key.
He has all sorts of competitors. Zach Cole wants to win this one for his new sponsors, Club Auto. Round sponsors, put your hands together. Zach Cole.
So we borrowed a car in round 3. Ben Wilkinson lent us his S13, and that we tried hard to drive it, but I mean we went straight into qualify. We'd never driven this car before, and qualified I think somewhere around 10th or something like that. And it was a bit hard running on 235 non-semi slicks. When on this thing we normally run 265 semi slicks. Yeah, so Ben Wilkinson's car was a little S13 with around about 500 or 600 horsepower, RB30 in the front, and I got to say it was really easy to drive compared to an R chassis. Like these Skylines are, I mean I love driving this car, but after stepping into that S13 it was, I'd say, a good 30% easier to drive in this car, and mainly because the steering is not as hard to get right. So I mean you can drive at full lock and the steering feels really good, where these things it takes a lot of work to get the steering to feel real good at full lock. I mean this does feel good at full lock now, but it's taken a long time to get it there. S chassis is a car that I could possibly build in the future, and yeah, it's just because of the ease of driving. I mean, when you drive a car that's a little bit harder to drive than another car, you're automatically at a disadvantage. But I mean, I love the R33, so I'll stay with that for a while yet. was a good round. That was sort of the turning point for us this season. We managed to get the power out of the ground, and because it's a long, fast track, even with a laggy turbo, it still didn't really matter. We could still keep it pinned in 4th gear the whole section. It was pretty thirsty on tyres. It was like two laps a set of tyres, 2 laps on the dot. So if we even did a little scrub at the start, we'd be losing grip at the end corner and be on the grass. So. But that was a good round for us. We qualified 7th and we placed 7th, and it kind of gave the whole team a bit of a boost. The car's doing what it needs to do. I'm starting to get back in the groove. Stay tuned for the next episode. I think we've reached our turning point this season, so we hopefully can get some results before the end of the season closes out, and yeah, fingers crossed.